Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are all doing well. This is AJ the CEO. Give me a half a second just to verify my sound and make sure y'all can hear me. Hope y'all are doing great. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope y'all are all doing well. All right, awesome. I can hear myself. Hey, folks, how are y'all doing? It's Friday. Yay. Let's see. We got a bunch of folks here. Art. Well, hold on. Let's go back to the beginning. Josh, what's up? Claude, the Chuck Taylor, blessings, video streams, Patrick. Who else? Hey, folks. Art. Hey, how y'all doing? Shane, I'm waiting for my stuff to catch up here. I don't see, my comments have not updated. All right, there we go. Media Ministry, hello. Augustine, what's going on? Junior, Shane, Jack, hello everybody. How are y'all doing? I hope y'all are doing great. Let me start this off because somebody messed me up this morning. So let me go ahead and play something real quick for y'all.
Hey AJ, I just want to thank you, man, for this blessing. What a great gift this. Hey AJ, I just want to thank you, man, for this blessing. What a great gift this is to me and my family. I'm gonna be able to edit a lot faster and render a lot faster. As you know, I've been using my laptop for the last about a year or so, and I'm just really excited for what God is going to do with this blessing. I'm going to be able to definitely help a lot more churches, a lot more ministries around the world. And it's, the opportunities are endless, and you've helped me to open so many doors. So I just want to thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart and from behalf of my wife. We're just very blessed to have you as a friend and as a mentor.
Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Comcast is acting up or something like that, but I'm going to have to post this, try and play it again later. But it was a thank you from Augustine. Really appreciate it. He tried to make me sweat from my eyes this morning. But hey, awesome. I'm glad he's getting the use out of it. He said it in the comments here as well, too. Went from rendering about 2 hours down to 14 minutes. So thankfully, he's getting some use out of it. Augustine, really appreciate it. He tried to make me sweat from my eyes this morning. All right, hold on. Yeah, it looks like my internet connection is going up and down, so my apologies for that. I'm gonna try and play that again. But thank y'all so much, Augustine. I'm glad you got some use out of it. Just again, hello to everybody. So let's start off with the same stuff. AJ the CEO. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, you hit like. That's what notifies YouTube to let everybody know it's something awesome that's going on here. And then we spread this out to where more ministries can find us and get some training. And that's what we do. We're trying to help all media ministries and ministries all over the world reach everybody all over the world, as many people as possible. What else we got? If you haven't, it is the next week. So we got a roundtable coming up. Make sure if you're not a part of the Facebook group, go ahead and join that. It's like this all day, every day. Awesome stuff going on there. What else we got here? Want to make sure I don't miss anything before I go in here. Yeah, I think that's mainly it. Oh yeah, if you have any questions and you want to contact me, send me an email at questions@ajhomes.com. Please don't blow my email up. I try to help as much as I can. But if you're sending me like 18 emails, that kind of means that you probably want to do a consultation. I try and help as much as possible, but please don't try and drag this stuff out. All right? I can't have a 3-hour conversation with you through email. Anyway, I think that's about it. Let's go ahead and get over to some questions and see what is going on. First, Message here from Junior would like to know, and I just closed my studio monitor, so now I can't read this because it's backwards. Give me a half a second for this to pop up so I can actually read it. There we go. Hey, I want to know which projector can you recommend for my church? Well, it's kind of difficult for me to say that. I need to know when you pick your projector, what you need to be aware of is the ambient lighting. Wait a minute, y'all said my volume is low? Okay, hold on. I am using my wireless, so let me crank it up just a little bit. Let me know if I'm too loud. All right, so I just cranked that up. It all depends, because when you do a projector, you need to, projectors have a lumens rating, as in how powerful the light is that's going to be projected. You need to know how far away the projector is going to be, how much ambient light is coming into the room, and then you need to get some type of lumens for that. So without me knowing anything, I would, no matter what projector you get, I would highly recommend you get a laser projector, because then you don't have to, hold on, let me verify. Okay. Verify, I would say get a laser projector, because that's going to help you not have to worry about bulbs. It has like a 20-year life cycle. That's if you just left the projector on nonstop. You don't have to worry about fading of the image or anything like that, or changing bulbs. That's what I'm trying to do with my church. Me personally, I have used 2 brands that I've installed. And I need to put my phone on mute, because people are going to start blowing my phone up. Oh, we got a new Patreon supporter. Well, thank you. We'll talk about it. I don't have a chance to add you into my stuff here, but let's see. Let me cut over here and let's go through some of the projectors I have used. So over here, we used a Sony laser projector, but that one, this is actually the one that I installed in my brother-in-law's church. Oh, it's back in stock. Originally it said it was, oh, it's a different one. But this is the brand, this is the newer version. I've installed this one, but this one is about, was maybe 10 feet away from the screen. And then I installed 3 of these in Charlottesville. One in their fellowship hall that we completely redid, the sound, did everything. They had nothing there. And then we did another 2 in their sanctuary where we replaced that and then also put up different screens. I have a video for when we did both of those there. That's what I would recommend, but again, it's kind of hard for me to give you a good recommendation without me seeing the room, seeing how far away it is, what's the lighting in the room and stuff like that. So hopefully that helps. The Chuck Taylor, hold on, wait a minute. Let me make sure I didn't skip nobody's question here. Oh yeah, I skipped a couple of people. Sorry about that. Well, Junior, that was actually your, oh no. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, I skipped some people. All right, Chuck, it's not a question, but he said he got the vaccine on Wednesday. Congrats. I'm trying to work my way up to getting something. I can get mine from the VA, but it's kind of busy up there. Let's go to John. Can you record to disk clean output with no overlays in vMix HD version while streaming with overlays? Yes, you can. What you would need to do is do an output. Like, you can't see it right now, but I have an output from vMix going to my teleprompter right here so that I can see. I'm seeing everything here. I can change that output to show whatever specific output you want, which is like I can just show just my cinema camera that's looking directly on me. I can do that. I say that to say that you could do the same way with recording. You could say record only this. I don't know if it would work if you're doing a mixing and jumping between different sources, but then you only want to exclude overlays. I don't think that's possible, but I honestly have never tried to do something like that. But I know you can record the main program out or a mix. I mean, one specific input. I don't know if you can do multiple. I really don't know on that one. All right, so now we got caught up. And see, it keeps pushing my stuff, so on here it's kind of hard for me to know which page I'm on. All right, so now we're to Chuck's question. I use Worship Extreme in lower thirds. We installed 2 screens last month for lyrics and text. Laptop only has one HDMI output used by ATEM. How to get output to the new screens? Honestly, I would just get a USB display adapter. I normally had one in my drawer over here. I must have moved it somewhere. But yeah, just have a display adapter to where you can, that gives you another output. I did that at my church originally, and it was just a USB to HDMI or whatever connection that you have, and you can run it and that will show up as another display. You need at least USB 3.0 because then that will give you the bandwidth to do 1080p. But again, I don't know what your resolution you have set to, but that's the easiest way. Media Ministry here says, my pastor has the old version of Windows. Might anyone be able to inform me on how to get the upgrade? Go to VIP-scdkey.com. You can get a legal version of Windows for under $20. I have a video on that, and I've updated the link to that as well. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in the, where is my chat? Did it pop up around here somewhere? Why won't it let me? That was crazy. All right, I would say VIP-scdkey.com, and let me show you what that is. I actually use this all the time. Let's take this down here, and hopefully that's the right link and it doesn't send me to some junk. Okay, yeah. So this is what I have used multiple times. And it is legal. There is a video out there that somebody else did to show if it's legal or not. So you can come in here and buy your license. Here's like Windows 10 for like $21. Windows Professional Pro for $20.27. Here's another one for Windows 10 Global for $17.47. Get that, you get an activation code. You can go to Microsoft's website, download the update, and then just go from there. And then you are good to go. And I put that link in the comments as well too. Streets of Destiny, hello, hello. Let's see. Next question here, and I'm sorry, let me do this real quick. For whatever reason, I think my network is slow because I just got a new PoE switch that literally just came in, and I'm doing some upgrades on it. I don't know if that's throwing everything off, but that's the only thing that's changed in my network recently. I might actually unplug it just to make sure we don't have any issues. That's going to be replacing my switch that's in my rack over there, and then the old one, the regular non-PoE switch, I'm putting in the media booth at my church, so now it's all unified stuff there. But anyway, let's get back to the question here. Do you know where, and my network is going faster, at least on my NDI stuff is. Do you know anywhere to get a long HDMI cable for my cameras for church, or should I get a coupler? How long are you talking about? I do not do or recommend HDMI cables longer than 20, 25 feet. I honestly would recommend you convert it over to Ethernet that can go up to 150 feet, or go to SDI cable that can go up to 300 feet, and just do converters on both ends. How long of a cable are you talking about? Art has a question. Question on sound issue on OBS. Running a mix off of a QU32 through Focusrite into OBS and Zoom. Run an audio feed from the computer speaker output to a separate channel on the mixer to feed the sanctuary. Okay. Might have a loop with that. Person in Zoom speaking was not picked up in Zoom recording. Do I need to have the audio feed from Zoom in OBS with monitor and output? Now that's like a word puzzle there, because what you need to do first is make sure in Zoom you have a couple of settings that you need to make sure from your audio. So give me a second to bring that up so that I'm not showing something that you don't need to see. All right, so here in Zoom, you need to come over here into your audio, and you have a couple of settings here for what is your output. Like right now, my output goes to my headphones so that I don't have a loop back. Make sure that you have your speaker out for that, and then or whatever type of input, so that that's who you're going to be hearing talking. Because if you do it on speaker, that's going to be here, and then you could do an audio capture. But based off of what you said, you're running the sound out from the computer into a channel on the mixer. So as long as the speaker out setting in Zoom is to the main sound, that is the same thing as your sound coming out of Windows, it should work. Just check that setting first. That's the first thing that pops in my mind based off of what you just said. Actually, I was supposed to do something like that tomorrow. We have a funeral tomorrow, and the brother-in-law of the our trustee who passed, he's not going to be able to be here, and we were going to bring him in over Zoom. And I told him I hadn't done that, but I know we can do it. But he was kind of weary and didn't want to, try anything. So that's why I was going to go down to the church and test it to do the exact same thing. You just got to make sure that Zoom is using the main speaker out as the same out that Windows is sending to your mixer, and then you should be able to pick them up. John, we're about to build up our first live stream PC. Looking forward to the build. Praying all go well and it can be used to bless many people. Going to run vMix. Awesome. Let me know how it goes. Yeah, Art, back to your question. I think just verify that setting in Zoom, but that should be it. Mike Jones here. Good morning. If using OBS, can I still use the data video encoder for streaming? Thanks. No, you won't be able to. If it's encoding, just like I use the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. I keep adding more words onto this. I'm using this, but I'm not using the encoding in any way, shape, or form with this because it's being sent to my computer over USB. So yes, you could use it if you were sending it to something completely else than what OBS is using, because OBS is going to be doing your encoding. So right now, there's no way to do the encoding on the box and then send it to your computer, then send it somewhere else. It doesn't work that way. Patrick, I got my Stream Deck Mini about 15 minutes ago. Awesome. Do you have a Stream Deck? Yes, I actually have two. I have the XL and I have the Mini on the computer that's right in front of me. Do you use or have any suggestions on using it outside of streaming? Yes, I use it on my computer here that's in front of me. I use it for DaVinci Resolve shortcuts. I use it for common applications to open like Zoom. I have it to control my lights When I'm doing my live streams, I have it to open up my business information like QuickBooks and stuff like that. It's just quick access to stuff. Now at my church, I do it the same way. When OBS is not open, I have it set to go to our frequently asked questions, how to do our shutdown routine, do scans, opens up email, open up our sermon link and website where we can log in automatically. I do a bunch of stuff like that. And then outside of that, I also have it doing other things here. Like I have it controlling some of my other smart devices here. So not related to streaming at all. Peter, which I just responded to in the email, you suggested as a minimum I should get a GTX 1650 for my video editing machine. I'd rather not install minimum, so what would be an ideal choice? Honestly, the ideal choice is at least a 1080 if you can get one, and then maybe a 2 series. A 2000 series. 3000 series is almost impossible to find right now, and a 2000 series is almost impossible to find. Right now, my video editing system, I use a RTX 2070. But before that, I was using a 1070, and then Stephanie actually won that one. Stephanie Davison, that was the very first giveaway that we had, and they tearing it up, that ministry with that computer. But I like that line. The only reason I say the 1650, that's the only one I've been able to find readily available. But anything higher than that is perfectly fine. Especially if you stay with the NVIDIA line, I don't think, if you can find the 3070 at the price it's supposed to be, which is around like $400, go for it. But everybody's marking them up to like $912, $1,200, which is crazy. And again, when it comes to video editing, it's not going to be as powerful as you think. It does help, but like again, Augustine, I put a RTX 570 in his system, which is an old graphics card, but that was the only one that was available. But it's mainly your processor and GPU that will enhance your video editing. It's not all on the GPU, but it does help. So even with that 1650, you going from like I have a 1650 on this system, I have the 2070. When I rendered both the same projects on this computer, this one actually finished maybe 20 seconds faster than that one. And they were both running DaVinci Resolve 17 Studio. So, but if you need to get one, I would say go for that. I got Chris on here. Chris he's a fellow band nerd, went to high school together, went to college together, played in the band. We're actually doing some YouTube videos on training how to start YouTube. So the reason you don't see it on this channel is media ministry only, but we're working at doing training on how to get started with YouTube from the ground up and things like that. So check out his channel. We do this like once a week, and we just started this at the beginning of the year. So bigger and better things are to come. Andrew, my church is about to buy an ATEM Mini Pro for our new sanctuary. Do I need anything to hook up our Behringer wing to the ATEM? I've heard I might need an audio interface or hum eliminator. I'm not sure of the Behringer wing. Let me look that up and see what it is. Behringer wing. I have not. Okay. Let me see. And let me take everybody over here with me so y'all can see what's going on. All right. So here's the board. If I can get a picture of it from the connections. All right, so we're looking for our out. That's audio control. That's USB. That's the lamp. That's out. Honestly, you don't need anything except for similar to what I have on my system. You need, you can use 1 or 2 of these aux outs that you need to set and just get a dual quarter-inch cable or single quarter-inch cable to a 3.5 and plug into your ATEM. And then when you do have your ATEM, because I had a call with somebody the other day that had the same issue. Here's my ATEM. When you go in here to your sound, go to audio, general, make sure if you are plugging in a sound system, you change it to line. Do not change it to microphone. That will, for the most part, get rid of any hum, because a mic is a lot louder than the sound that you are sending over like a mic, like I'm using my Rode Wireless Go right now, because I'm having some interference with my mic that's giving me some hum. But make sure you do that. Only anybody that's using the ATEM Mini, and to take Chuck Taylor's comment, do not come out of the headphone jack on your soundboard and go into the ATEM. That does not work. Do a aux out, a XLR out, and convert it to a 3.5. That will work. Wait for this truck to go past. If you really don't need an interface unless, because you can just come directly out like that, and that works. If you did an interface, that would be better like going into a computer. But if you're going to use the ATEM Mini Pro to live stream, just convert it down to a 3.5, come out XLR out to 3.5, a stereo connection, or a 1/4 inch out, and then you'll be fine. Would an i5 3470 be good for a stream? Some people say I'm an AMD fanboy. It's not that. It's just that Intel hasn't really been doing a good job on their processors. Let's see. Let's check out what this processor is here. So this is 4-core, 4 threads. And honestly, the Ryzen 3200G gives you more performance than this. So no, it could work if you paired it with a GPU, but I would say try it if you have access to it, but I think you may reach some limitations with it, but you should be able to do with it, but you don't do it with just the processor. You definitely need a GPU to offload all the encoding for that. All right. All right. Would like to know, do you have any experience with long distance HDMI optical cable? Yes, at my at a ministry that I was helping out a while ago. That's what they went with. It was like a 75-foot optical cable. It works fine. It only goes in one direction, so you need to make sure you got it going in the right direction. They work fine. Me personally, I think they're overpriced. At that same price, I would go with SDI, but if that's what you want to use, I'm thinking, yeah, they work as long as you get them in the right direction. I think they do have some bi-directional ones, but all the ones I saw, you have to make sure they go in the right direction for them to work. Jiva, sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Jiva Vassell and Mana Church. What should I do to clean up my video delay in OBS? And I am using video capture card. This is from India. What do you mean by video delay? Are you getting a delay coming into your computer, or are you talking about a delay going to your stream? Because there's always going to be a delay, because it takes time for your computer to process, send it up to the internet, to your platform, and back down. It's never going to be in sync. That's why I always have a delay when I'm checking my audio, because I'm 10 seconds ahead of what y'all are seeing. But let me know, and we'll come back to your question there. To Josh, I bought a splitter for my headset and laptop, which only has one input, but Windows doesn't seem to recognize it despite multiple attempts. Bought a splitter for your headset and laptop. Josh, send me an email and send me the link to the exact one that you splitter that you got. All right, back to auto. Do you have any experience? Oh, yeah, they are offered from AliExpress up to 100 meters. No, like I said, that will work. Just make sure if they're just omnidirectional, only go in one direction. Make sure you get them in the right direction, because I've had people that same church had a professional install it and he installed it backwards. That's why it wasn't working. But yeah, I mean, I've heard good things. I've seen people use it at my sister's church, and they had something like that as well too, and it worked perfectly fine. But when we installed a projector, at that time we had an extra 100-foot SDI cable, and the projector had SDI on it, so that's why we just switched them out. But yes, they work fine. Clifford Marie Reed, I just bought an A10 Mini Pro, but only HDMI 1 works. I have 2 cameras plugged in. Any idea? What type of cameras are you using that are connected? It's been known that HDMI 1 on the A10 Minis is more flexible than the other ones, but it all depends. Most of the time, if I had any issue, it was the type of cable, but then it also depends on the camera as well too. Like my overhead here, I know this camera works, but when I hook up certain HDMIs, it just doesn't work until I switch them out. I actually bought some new cables. Where they at? Actually, I bought a bunch of these, and these are the ones that I just recently got. Those are regular HDMI, and then I also have, where's my other cable? It's by the same company that made these cables for my camera, which I don't know where it is. I don't know. Oh, it's right here. Ugh. This is the ones that I have from Cable Matters, and then for HDMI Mini, and then I also have another one for HDMI Micro, and then I do a coupler in between those. For whatever reason, there's certain HDMI cables that just act up. Don't know why. Emmanuel Healing and Deliverance Cathedral. Will I be able to use the iRig to send sound from our mixer board to our iPad for clear sound into Zoom? Yes. A bunch of people have used that. Yes. Beloved 2107. For live streaming, do I need an A10 Mini specifically? We currently use a Sony AX53, which is the same camera that I have right here, and 2 cell phones for our church. Well, if you have 2 cell phones, the cell phones are not going to connect to the A10. They're not going to be able to do that unless you had some clean out that converts them to HDMI. So no, the A10 Mini is not needed. I only recommend the A10 Mini because if you have a capture card that's going into your computer, most capture cards, unless you're using those $20 ones, on average they were around like $150 to $200, and the A10 Mini is $295, and it just saves you in the future. So that's up to you. But if you're using 2 cell phones and your camcorder, no, you don't need it. If you plan to get rid of the phones and go to other cameras, the A10 Mini will help. Because now you don't have to have multiple capture cards. The A10 Mini has 4 inputs, and you can use it that way. Diana, hi AJ. Any suggestions for a countdown timer I could use in a PowerPoint presentation? I created my own, but it takes lots of slides. Honestly, I have one on my website that you could embed into whatever, and it's completely free. If you go over to my website, let's do this. You come over here to AJayhomes.com, and I think I'm logged in because I was doing some work on my website last night and this morning. Come over to resources, OBS, free countdown timers, and Google Ads has changed how my ads go on my website. So that's not me. It pulls up everything I was just looking up. Interesting. Why are my images not showing? Anyway, you would have, I made timers from 10 seconds all the way up to 1 hour that you can download for free. And you can embed them in anything, OBS, vMix, PowerPoint, whatever, presentation software, and they're free to use in any way, shape, or form. Alrighty. Let's see what else we got here. ZXJ, that is, I can't really give you a suggestion on that because it's not necessarily settings that's going to give you a smooth performance. Your smooth performance is a compilation of things. It's your upload speed. Is it consistent? Is it 10 megabits 1 second, then it drops down to 1? Is it fluctuating? Then also, is your computer able to handle that smoothness? Are you at 30 frames a second? Are you at 60? It's a lot. There's no blanket setting to do that. But if you're using OBS, run the auto configuration wizard. That will get you as close as possible, but that is taking into account everything that I just mentioned to give you a smooth performance. Back to Diana, back to I believe the Behringer wing. They said they have the exact same board, and yes, line will fix the hum. Yay! See, this is why the Facebook group and all the people who are in there, every piece of equipment that all of us are using, somebody has had. And that's the other thing I forgot to mention. We have now passed 2,000 individual media ministries on our Facebook group. Yay! Yay! So we are 2,000 missionaries strong. Back to Emmanuel Healing. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. See, y'all folks, man. Jack here. Let's see. We use the Mini Pro for doing Zoom along with in-person services. Only problem is sometimes there is a squeal coming through our sound system. Comment too long. See next comment. So camera on, squeal, camera off, no squeal. Any ideas? See, I'm actually getting something similar with my Evo 4 recently. And the only thing I notice is if I bring this thing down here and it touches one of my monitors or something, I get like some grounding sound or something like that, or a squeal. I'm not 100% sure. It could be a grounding issue with your cables. That's the only thing with stuff like this. It's very interesting to try and find out what half this stuff is. So I can't give you a direct answer. All I know is process of elimination. If it's the camera, switch out your cable. Do you get the same thing? Okay, then it's not a cable issue. Switch out if you have another option of another camera. Does the camera give you, a different camera give you the same thing? Then now we know it's not the camera, it's not the cable. Is it something in between? How is it connecting back to home of where you're getting it? That's the only thing I would think through in that. Sammy would like to know, how do you run a long HDMI signal for long distance without converting to SDI? Convert it to Ethernet or convert it to run wireless? That's the only thing. HDMI is really only meant for 20 feet. I don't know the conversion to meters, so sorry. But that's all it's really rated for. And then everything else is just manipulation to get it to go that distance. Because you're looking for the signal degrades over that amount of time. So fiber optic is good, and then SDI is good, but I mean, that's the only thing else you could do is I did at Charlottesville, I used a HD-based which uses Ethernet, but it sends power and everything over an Ethernet cable, and it can go up to 500 feet. You're gonna have to convert it. Or you're going to get one of these long HDMI cables, like a fiber optic cable, like Otto was talking about. That's the only option that you got. Is the Canon M50 4K good for Facebook? Any camera is good for Facebook. Honestly, it depends what you're talking about. Good. It's no point in you live streaming in 4K. Because your internet requirements are going to go up, your hardware requirements are going to go up, and then no one's even going to be able to see it in the full resolution unless they have the same thing on their end and a 4K and all that other good stuff. Now, 4K is 4 times that of 1080p, so a 4K camera shrunk down to 1080p is always going to look better than a 1080p because you have more data from the sensor that's being captured. So with all that being said, it doesn't matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. If you have access to it, go for it. If you don't, it doesn't matter. Facebook, honestly, is randomly letting people hit 1080p, and normally it's forcing everybody to 720. So honestly, that's what it says. As long as it's HD, you're good. That camera will kind of, I hate using this term, kind of future-proof you a little bit, but I would say that would help. Bow and Arrows Productions, please, what's your take on HDMI over Cat6 to display a computer screen to a TV 100 to 150 feet away? It works great. I've done that multiple times. I like the Ori brand. That's what I've used a lot, or the AGP Tech, something like that. I've used those in tons of installs in that same setup. So it works great. Anything over 150 feet is going to be problematic. If you need to go with Ethernet, convert it over HD-Base-T, and that will work as well too. All right, back to an original question. A video delay in OBS software from camera to software. Thank you. And your videos are more useful to begin our church live stream. Thank you, thank you. If you're getting slow performance from the camera to the software, either your computer is too slow to handle the processing and encoding from your capture card, or if you're over Wi-Fi, your Wi-Fi connection or your network connection or how they're talking, if they're NDI cameras or something like that, that would be the issue. You would have to look into that. You got the bundle and how you transfer it to another computer. Honestly, just take the file that you downloaded and just copy it to another computer. That's it. If you have any issues with that, email me and we can work with that. But no, you don't need to buy it again, unless you really want to, but you don't have to. Otis, what is going on, my man? Let's see. Shane, on Zoom, I think you mentioned setting up the dual screens. Is that a fix or for not being able to see the participants when you share something? Also, how do you set up dual screen? I don't think it will fix that. When you're sharing a screen, it natively is going to cut people out. I think that's just a setting. I don't think you can change that. But in here, all you would do for your dual screen is just a checkbox in here where I would just check this off right here. And what it does, it will keep one screen with your information, but then on another screen, it shows all your participants. I don't know how TD Jakes does theirs, where they have every single screen. I have a thought of how that works. Honestly, I think every screen, either he has one massive screen that's considered like one big long display, or it's 3 individual computers where somebody's picking the other screen and displaying it, or they have some type of custom option. That's the only thing I can think. But to get dual screens, you would just check off that box, and that's it. Beloved 2107, after watching the PC build video, do you charge to build one, and or what would be the cost to get parts to put one together? I have all the parts on kit.co/AJaytheCEO. I'm a poet and I didn't know it. And you could use all the parts that I have here. And so like the build that I did for Augustine's system, all the parts are here. You can put them from there and get every single piece and then build it yourself. Or if you want me to build it, normally you would just need to contact me on the email, and then we'll go back and I verify that the parts are available, and then I set up an invoice and we go, because I actually have some other parts for a computer that I'm building for a church right now that contacted me the same way. I'm gonna build it. Actually, I ordered some parts early because I'm starting to try and have inventory. So normally when I build a computer for somebody, it takes around like 7 to 9 days, 5 days for it to come in, a day for me to put it together, test it, and then ship it out. But I'm trying to be more proactive, and we got some extra business funding. So the idea is, in my small little apartment, is to have at least 3 of these systems on standby, so that if somebody buys one, I already have the parts in, and we go from there. And sorry, let me turn my fan on, because around all these lights and everything, it's getting hot. And let me know if that fan is too loud, because my mic might be picking that up. Let's see. Otis wants to know, have you ever used SRT? My pastor wants to use to bring in a live feed from another church where he's the guest preacher into our system, then broadcast to our channel. No, Otis, I have not done that. I've been trying to get my church to do something, but I haven't even had a chance to even test to do anything like that at all. I wanted to do something like that for a funeral that I had to do tomorrow, but that was really just going to be all in Zoom. But yeah, I mean, it's really hard to try and get a lot of churches to jump on this stuff, because everybody's still kind of hesitant about doing stuff like that. But no, I haven't been in that situation yet, and no, I have not used that. Everybody who's saying thank you, y'all are welcome. I'd like to know, is it possible to use the ATEM without a computer? Yes, you can, but if you're using the ATEM Mini Pro, I would assume you're talking about the Pro and well, no, actually you could use any of them. Honestly, just the way the ATEM, if you wanted to just have it without a computer, yeah, you would just connect everything to it. I mean, you have to set it up first, but if you would just had a vanilla ATEM, you would connect everything to it, and then, yeah, it would send images, and you can just do it as a switcher. If you wanted to live stream with the ATEM Mini Pro and higher, you need a computer once at least to put the stream key and where you're streaming to, but then after that, you could just do it directly. So they haven't come up with no app with your phone or something that you can send it directly. I wish they would, because that would make it easier, but no, unfortunately, no, you can't do that yet. Can you mix 1080p 60, 30, and 1080i signals and output to 1080p 30 without lip syncing problems with audio? If you're going through the ATEM Mini, I do that all the time, and I don't have any issues at all, because it does a scaler and it does that for you. Yeah, so I haven't had any issue. What are you using for your switcher to combine all that? And also, I use DaVinci Resolve. That they now with 17, you can mix different formats and frame rates, and it syncs it up in the program, so that works as well too. Back to Josh. Do you know much about Planning Center, and if so, can you make some videos into that service? Honestly, I wanted to use Planning Center when I first heard about it years ago at my church, but my folks fight a lot, so that was like a new program, and it seemed like a job. So no, I would love to use it, but no, I dabbled with it, and I still have a free account, but I haven't touched it when I really didn't get any traction on using it at all. All right, let's see. I think we're caught up. We don't have any other folks. I would just say also, please, folks, make sure that y'all are hitting that like button. It really does help out the channel. And if you're finding some content that's helping you or helped you in any way, shape, or form, share the video with some other folks, because our whole mission is to try and help as many media ministries as possible. Last year, our goal was to help 1,000 new ministries live stream, and this year, it's 100,000. That's what we're aiming for. And I think more importantly, it's not about just me doing that. It's about us sharing and helping collectively what we can do to reach. Another question here. quick question. I know how to build a PC. Is it possible to just buy the parts from you? It's just that I just don't trust some sites. Honestly, I don't sell the parts. I use reputable vendors. Mainly, I use Newegg and Amazon. That's what I do. And then for big name AV equipment and stuff like that, I use Adorama and BH Photo. That's what I would recommend. But I mean, if you wanted to buy them from me, I'm just telling you honestly, I would just buy them from those places and do something like that. I mean, if you need me to like pick the stuff out for you and tell you like a reputable place to get it from, that's what kind of the kit.co/AJaytheCEO, that's what that is for. So that's coming from places exactly where I would buy them from. Shane, should I jump to DaVinci Resolve 17 from 16? I noticed that it is in beta, just the free version. No, actually both. I'm on 17 Studio and I made the jump, and honestly, I have not noticed any issues. I had one issue yesterday, but that was because NVIDIA changed their drivers and the DaVinci Resolve didn't recognize them, so I had to downgrade my graphics drivers, but I have not had any issues. DaVinci Resolve Beta 14, that was a mess. This one is actually going a lot smoother, so I would say go for it. Make sure you back up your databases first. Back up all your databases, and then so that if you have any issues when you upgrade your database to work with 17, if it doesn't work, you can get rid of it, restore all of your 16 databases, and you'll be fine. Otis is saying we are running a SRT test tomorrow. If not, we may use vMix call for peer-to-peer to bring in the remote feed. Okay, let me know how that goes, because I wanted to try something out like that as well too. And then honestly, I'm giving y'all a heads up. I didn't get a chance to do it. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Otis, let me do this because I messed this up a couple of times with that hum sounding issue. I was trying to do a video for the Facebook group. So if you're a part of the Facebook group, this is for y'all. We collectively in the Facebook group came up with a list of essential equipment for media ministries that all of us have recommended, as in break in case of emergency type of stuff. Instead of it just being me wanting to talk, what I want to do is y'all get something on that list and y'all make a 60 to 90 second blurb about why it's important for this item in your media ministry. And I want to make a compilation video instead of just me talking. And because I didn't make the list, we did it collectively. So that's for y'all on Facebook. Let me know. I will send details on how you can send it to me. I would just say, please make sure it's like this. Don't do it vertical. Don't put any background music when you send it to me. And then that way I can compile it and put it together in a massive video and then give y'all a shout out, put your name, your ministry, all that other good stuff on there. And then we can brag about you to your church folks and say, look, I was on YouTube, stuff like that. So be on the lookout for that. Also, I want to change this up a little bit more for a show similar to what me and Chris are doing. What I want to do is, starting next week, I am going to do a vMix call and bring somebody in. So it's going to be maybe the first 3 people or something like that. I'll put it in the comment. For that to work, all you need to do is have a working webcam and mic and stuff like that. And I want to bring you in and we'll have a little chat. So it's not just going to be a Q&A. I want to try and mix it up a little bit. So make sure y'all are aware about that. And maybe just for right now, if you are, I'm going to leave that open right now first for Patreon supporters and YouTube members. I will post the information on how you can do it that way. And then if I don't get anybody, I will release that information in the live stream next week. And then we can bring on anybody. So that would be cool. Want to switch up doing some stuff as well too. Chuck. Let's see. Funwayo, another supporter here. What tutorial recommendation do you have for editing WordPress site? My church page needs a facelift and organization. Honestly, Funwayo, I've been meaning to do one. I really need to redo my church's websites, and I have 2 other websites that I need to do an update. I just been so busy. I'm trying to really bring somebody on into my company to handle that so that I don't have to focus on that. But we're still looking. It's kind of hard. I don't really know anyone off the top of my head who will focus specifically on a WordPress one for churches. Maybe I might do it in the Facebook group. I think I might do something like that one day. But I would say the latest video that I just did for the meetup theme, try that, and in that at least give you some prep. And what we'll do is, if we get enough people on the Facebook group, maybe we'll do a session to where we can do a working session to where we can all build a church theme together, at least get the understanding of it, and we can go from there. Let me know if y'all like that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Let's jump over here. My church is going to do a podcast every Sunday. How far can audio from a camera run to a television studio switcher? I mean, it can run as far as you want. I mean, you're not talking about miles. I don't know. 300 feet is as far as I've ran mine, and it works perfectly fine. Let's see. I think that's about it, folks. Unless somebody has any other questions, I'm gonna see if I can try and play Augustine's video again. Hopefully it plays through this time without any spiking and noise and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try and let it go through, and we'll see if that'll work this time.
Hey AJay, I just want to thank you, man, for this blessing. What a great gift this is to me, and my family. Hey AJay, I just want to thank you, man, for this blessing. What a great gift this is to me and my family. I'm gonna be able to edit a lot faster and render a lot faster. As you know, I've been using my laptop for the last about a year or so, and I'm just really excited for what God is going to do with this blessing. I'm going to be able to definitely help a lot more churches, a lot more ministries around the world. And it's, the opportunities are endless, and you've helped me to open so many doors. So I just want to thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart, and from behalf of my wife. We're just very blessed to have you as a friend and as a mentor. And I just want to encourage you, man, to keep doing what you're doing. You're definitely changing lives, and you may not get enough appreciation from this, but I definitely want to thank you and tell you that you are appreciated, and what you're doing is such a blessing, not just to me, but to thousands of other people around the world. And I know that you're going to continue to bless other people, and your channel is definitely going to make a huge impact in the kingdom. So God bless you, brother, and thank you again for this opportunity. And I can't thank you enough. I'm just very grateful. But we'll see you soon, man. Thank you. Bless other people, and your channel is going to...
I got it in here, but thank you again so much, folks. Really appreciate all the kind words, folks. Last couple of questions here. Sean, suggestions on video editor for a low-powered computer or laptop. Are there any that run over the internet rather than on a computer? I think Filmora does. I've been meaning to try and do something like that. I think Filmora does. Yeah, no, that's a download. Let me see. I really don't know. I haven't really looked into it, because most of the time, I mean, honestly, I'm doing all of my stuff with DaVinci Resolve, so I've never even looked to do anything like that. The saddest thing is I don't know of anyone that's free. I'm looking on some of them right now. looking at the pricing for some of these. Some of these are like $4 a month, $5 a month, something like that. I don't know. Honestly, depending on if you're on Windows, honestly, just download Windows Media Movie Maker. That's where I started with at the very, very, very beginning. You could always use that. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jack Wolf. Really appreciate it. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of right now. I guess I need to look into something like that. More even lower cost options and more free options for doing stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's about it, folks. Thank y'all so much. Make sure y'all smash that like button. I never thought I was going to say something like that, but make sure you click the like button, whatever one it is. Really appreciate it, folks. Thank y'all so much for joining me. Everybody is on the Facebook group. Make sure if you haven't joined that, you don't want to miss out on our roundtables. Great conversations. You meet a whole lot of people. I've got to learn so much from everybody as well. And make sure you're a part of that. And let me grab these last couple of questions here. Shane, DaVinci can actually work on a pretty low computer. You just need to adjust the settings a bit. Yes, as well as Bow and Arrows is suggesting use proxy files. You can change the setting to use a lower quality version, and you'll be able to do that as well too. Again, Chuck, YouTube and Vimeo have video editors. I don't think they do that much of a layered approach. I mean, I know YouTube has a couple of layers where you can put music, sound effects, your regular audio and video. I don't know, I don't think you can expand past 7, but I haven't done them, so maybe I need to look into that. But those are some other options from the community. Thank you so much, folks. I really appreciate it. If no one's ever told you, I appreciate you for everything that you're doing for your local media ministry and other communities and churches and everything like that, sharing your knowledge and information. Hopefully I've imparted some type of wisdom to y'all and helped y'all out, and then I ask you to take that same wisdom and help other people. That's how we all move forward together. We're not competing with each other, we are complementing each other, and we're moving forward, because guess what? We are more alike than everyone else would want to tell you that we're different. Let's all move together where we can help impact everyone's lives as best as we possibly can. I appreciate you, love you, thank you for everything that you do, and I think that's about it. We'll see y'all on the Zoom call on Sunday, which I'm going to be posting the information to here pretty shortly after I eat, and then we will see y'all throughout the week. Later, folks.